Welcome to episode 10 of Emulating Puskas. If you missed the Emulating Puskas Extra video that I did a couple of days ago, maybe you want to go and check that out first, so you can have a look at all the players in detail aged 30, especially good for those of you that haven't been downloading the save files. Once again, the save file for this season, the season just gone, I think it's the end of the 17th season of our careers, is in the description below, so you can download that, open it up on FM16 and look at everyone in detail yourself if you so wish. In this episode, the players are aged 33 now, going on 34 in a couple of weeks. And I guess we're coming towards the end of our career now. We have seen a few more casualties. 3 players have retired, so we're down to 85. And in fact, the next episode, episode 11, will be the last episode of the series. I'm going to be holidaying until all the players have retired. But I'll just scroll down the list now so you can have a look at the player that you support, or the players that you support, or your particular player of the series. And you can have a look at their details as I scroll down. Of course, there's quite a few players that are starting to drop off ability-wise, but there's plenty of players that are still very, very good. The majority of our players are over that 130 ability starting point that we had, and there's not that many that have dropped below, as you can see there. You know, about a dozen, and there's only one player that's dropped below 100 current ability. That's Ben Savage, the Australian, who actually has had a decent career, but unfortunately has declined in the latter stages of his career. And we do actually have 3 players on 200 current ability still: Floyd Leonard, Josh Downard, and Daniel Carter II. All three, are incredible players. They've all done exceptionally well. And Jace Cannon, the goalkeeper, he's just stayed consistently on that 198 for many, many years. Okay, let's go through. As always, we'll have a look comparing the players. For example, let's start with wages. You can see Christian Gopi and Morgan Kendall both still earning £375,000 a week at PSG and Man City, respectively. They just keep going. They're incredibly rich men. They could invest that money wherever they want. They could buy their own football club if they wanted, I reckon. Loads of players still earning 300 grand or more a year. Lowest wage, Steve Stevenage, the player coach, who I don't think has ever ended up coaching. I wonder if when he retires he'll actually surely he'll start coaching when he actually retires. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Living Libero Luca, actually earning a bit more at DC United now, so good for him. Moving on to value. Now, most players should be of a low value now, but this is the point where you get goalkeepers rising to the top. Jace Cannon and Christian Serrera both in the top 3 there, as you can see there. Jace Cannon in particular, 12.75 million. He's worth a lot because goalkeepers can play a bit longer, can't they? He might be playing until he's 40 years old. So to sign him, it would cost quite a bit of money, even at the age of 33. Daniel Carter II, it just shows how good this guy is to still be worth 11.75 million on almost the eve of his 34th birthday. So a sensational player he is, still plugging away. Obviously, there's lots of players worth very little money now because of their age, and also maybe their contracts are running out. Moving on to world reputation, we have finally seen 2 players reach 5-star world reputation. Kenneth Kennison and Boris Johnson, 2 of the best players, if not the best players of the series. Let me know now who you think is the best player of the series so far. Now, there's still one more episode to go, so there might be a few more years. But in the comments section below, let me know who you think has been the best player of the series by this point in the series. Is it Kennison? Is it Boris Johnson? Is it Daniel Carter II? World reputation, lowest world reputation is Living Libero Luca, 2-star reputation. I think Joe Suto, the other sweeper's retired. He must be one of the players that has retired, actually. Wow, this is insane. Daniel Carter II has over 200 caps for South Korea. Has he retired from international duty yet? Let's find out. He has. He retired last August, so he's reached that limit of 186 goals in 207 games for South Korea. That is just ridiculous, isn't it? Really ridiculous. But there's loads of players that have got over 100 caps for their country, as you can see here. This is really impressive. Look how far this side scroller thing has gone down. We're all the way down to here. Paul the Brick Brown has 100 caps for Finland. He's the lowest 100 capped player on here. There are players that retired in the 80s and 90s as well, before they even managed to get 100 caps. So they could have got 100 caps if they so wished, but decided to retire before. Players that haven't been capped, that are still around. Puskas Jr. is the only player that is still playing that was never capped. He was, like I've said previously, he's been a very good player for Aston Villa. He's earning 96k a week, which shows he is a very good player. It's just, with England, you've got so much choice, I guess, in certain positions. Goals-wise, Daniel Carter II leading the way, 186 goals. Kenneth Kennison, though, 138 goals in 116 games for New Zealand. Really impressive stuff. And Hugh Jass for Scotland, 135 goals in 142 games. Has he retired from international duty yet? Yeah, he has. He retired 2 years ago, in fact. Nuala Sala as well, over 100 goals, as did Christian Blanco, Floyd Leonard and Josh Downard. All managed to get over 100 goals for their country. That is very, very, very impressive. In fact, probably the most impressive one, to be honest. I mean, Daniel Carter II, obviously leading the way, but in regards to Downard getting over 100 goals for Italy, that is really impressive, because we don't see major countries, like major European countries, getting players with that many caps and that many goals. You just don't see it, do you? But he's managed to do it. So, sensational player. All-time appearances, we haven't got any players that have reached 1,000 yet, but West is up to 888, so maybe 2 or 3 more seasons in him, he can get to that 1,000 barrier. Alex Calabri's not far behind, as is Kenneth Kennison and Ben Kearney. Lots of players with over 800 club appearances, which is good to see. It's not always down to being, you know, the best player either, because West, 169 current ability, good player, but not as good as some of these, as was Morgan Kendall, 174. Players with the least appearances, Livin Libero Loca has really moved up. He's up to 230 now. He was on very few to start with, especially when he left Valencia, but since going to DC United he's picked it up. Ben Dover's actually the lowest from the players that are still playing. All-time goals, Kenneth Kennison leading the way with 543. Can Bryce Johnson catch him? He's probably got a slightly better goals to game ratio, very similar. Hugh Jass, he's going to hit 500 goals surely very soon. Only 4 players have over 400 goals. There's quite a big gap between these 4, and then the next best, Floyd Leonard, 364 goals. Players that haven't scored, of course, the goalkeepers. We've got Josh Jolly with 1, Josh Tarnay with 1 goal, Josh Jolly with 3, and Alim Scarvacci with 3 as well. But they're all defenders, as you would expect. Who's the worst striker or attacking midfielder? Christian Gopi, 28 goals in his career. Oh, actually, Thomas Ryan. There's a few players that haven't scored that many goals that do play in more attacking roles. Paul Scholes Jr. has only managed to score 9 goals in his career. This season just gone, Ben Kearney made the most appearances, as you can see there. Kenneth Kennison with the most goals, 38. Hugh Jass with 37 as well. Daniel Carter with 33. And assists wise, Lee Gamble once again leading the way with 28, and Josh Downard with 25. Both very, very good players. Average rating wise, Kenneth Kennison 8.04, Josh Downard 8.01. Very impressive. James Spence 6.2. Only made 3 sub appearances though. And we've looked at current ability. Let's just have a look at these 3 top players then. Josh Downard, we deserve to look at these 3 that are still leading the way at the top of the charts. Legendary forward. We've seen his goals to games ratio at international level. What a player he has been for Barcelona as well. He's been there his whole career. It is just incredible. He's like Xavi or Iniesta or Messi. He keeps plugging away. What a superstar this guy is. Seriously, seriously good. He scores goals. He gets assists, especially in the later stages of his career. Lots more assists. 31 goals, 23 assists 3 seasons ago. 32 goals and 18 assists. And 27 goals and 25 assists this season. What a player he is. Unbelievable stuff. He's won so many different things with Barcelona. I don't think they've won the Champions League though, which is quite unfortunate really. And where's he playing now? Because he's so versatile. He's actually playing attacking midfield mainly now. I think he was maybe playing as a striker before, or an inside forward possibly. Seems to play as an attacking midfielder or an inside forward. What a guy he is. Okay, Floyd Leonard, the guy from Haiti. His attributes, well, of course they're still insane. He's got 200 current ability. been at Bayern Munich the majority of his career. If you'd seen my emulating Puskas extra video, realised Bayern Munich have dropped off a bit. They haven't won the league for many years, but they're back to winning ways here, as you can see. In the last year, they finally managed to win the league again after many years failing. And lastly, Daniel Carter II, the South Korean Man United legend. He's not a Man United legend, he was a Juventus legend, of course. He's only just moved to Man United for 22.5 million. I'm guessing that's why his value is still quite high. But it shows how much they had to spend on, at the time, I guess he was 32/33 when he signed for Man United. They spent a lot of money on him, but he's going to pay dividends, even at this stage in his career. 33 goals in all competitions this season for Manchester United. Had a cracking career with Juventus, and he's even managed to win the FA Cup in his first season with Man United. So, he is a superstar. It's hard to pick who is the best player. I guess we'll have to find out by looking at World Player of the Year. You might be able to decide from this. But Josh Downard actually won the most recent World Player of the Year. Let's go back to 2028, I think is the last one that we looked at. Daniel Carter II was second in this. Boris Johnson third. Then Josh Downard won it at the age of 31 in 2029. And Naukovic, the Slovenian, second. And Kenneth Kennison third. And then last year, 2030, Josh Downard was second. Renato Sanchez on there at the age of 33. And then this season, just gone, Josh Downard, at the age of 33, won World Player of the Year, and Kenneth Kennison was second. Kenneth Kennison's been unlucky not to win it, actually. We've seen Josh Downard win it twice, Boris Johnson win it twice, and Daniel Carter II win it once. Boris Johnson, maybe he's the best player of the series. Been insane. Golden Ball is different. It's good to see Kenneth Kennison winning this. We've seen Boris Johnson win this 3 times though. This was the 3rd time he won it in 2028. Then in 2029, Kennison first, Downard second, and Naukovic third. 2030, Downard second, and then 2031 we saw Kennison win it for his 2nd time in 3 years. Josh Downard finished third. So really good achievements for Kennison, managing to win World Golden Ball. Well, Team of the Year then, we've got various players featuring in that list. You can see numerous players of ours featuring. And then 2029, once again, we've got Simon Wakefield in there, and Egg, Gamble, Kennison, Boris Johnson, Fergie Ferguson, Downard and Naukovic, Daniel Carter II, Alex Calabrese. We're just dominating. Season in 2030, Calabrese, Wakefield, Egg, West, Downard, Sander Chilaman, Hugh Jass, Fergie Ferguson. A few different names in there, which is good to see. And then 2031, Jace Cannon. Was that the first time he's finally broken into World Team of the Year? I don't know. His average rating was quite low. Calabrese, Egg, Gamble, Boris Johnson, Downard, Kennethson, Tiki Taka, Christopher A is still in there. Tiki Taka. And then overall, if we just look at all seasons, you can see we've got quite a few players in here. Calabrese, Wakefield, Rosmuth, Egg. A back 4 of all our players. Lee Gamble and Downard in midfield. Boris Johnson on the right wing. Kennethson up front. On the bench, we've got Fergie Ferguson. So for the Kennethson and Boris Johnson to knock Messi out of this overall World Team of the Year for all these seasons is very impressive. Ter Stegen's on there, one of the real life players. Ozil and Ronaldo are, but they've knocked Messi off into the subs bench. So that's very impressive from our players. Let's just look at a few things. That's the top reputation teams in the world. It's actually both Bayern and Dortmund at the top. Finances though, Chelsea are now the richest. Premier League still top. German First Division's moved into 2nd place, as you can see there. Nation rankings, Brazil, Portugal, Italy, Germany, France, Argentina, England, Belgium, Paraguay and Holland make up the top 10. And I wanted to have a look at the top players on this thing. We didn't look at it last time. Boris Johnson leading the way. We've got Kennethson, Calabrese, Daniel Carter II, Downard, Hugh Jass, West, Gamble, Kearney, Daniel Jordan. All of those top players are all of our players. We've also got Toaster Strudel in here, and Dario Plume and Morgan Kendall. We've created some monsters, essentially. We really have. Looking at the World Cup then, Portugal actually managed to win the most recent World Cup final. They beat Italy 1-0 in the final. So some of our players, we can have a look. Zé Gomes isn't one of our players. But we have, the Portuguese player that we did have unfortunately didn't ever get into the Portuguese team, did he? So we've actually got Argentinians and Josh Downard so close to getting a World Cup under his belt, but it just wasn't to be in the end. They lost 1-0 in the final, so Josh Downard wasn't able to add a World Cup to his trophy cabinet. I don't know if we saw the European Football Championship results from 2028, but Germany won the final. They beat Italy 4-2 in the final. That is a cracking game. We've got Egg, haven't we, playing for Germany, and someone else possibly? Let's just have a quick look, see who played in that. We'll see if we can see who scored in the final. We might not be able to see who played. But that 4-2 final, none of our players. Josh Downard scored 2 goals for Italy, but it wasn't enough. So they lost the Euros and the World Cup final. That's really unlucky. So the Champions League has been dominated by Chelsea the last few years, and Real Madrid have started to win it. Real Madrid have won 3 titles during our time. Barcelona haven't won any. Man United have won 3, PSG have won 2, Chelsea have won 3, and Bayern Munich have won a couple as well. So Chelsea beat Everton in the final this time. Really impressive stuff from Everton to get through to that final. Let's just see, it was 1-0 result. Alex Calabrese with the winning goal. Let's have a look at this. He's turned into a goal-scoring machine later in his career, but you can see that. Did you see that lineup from Chelsea? They had Zander and Hugh Jass. Lots of our players. Calabrese running through, great finish. Let's just have a look at the players who played then. So we had Toaster Strudel, Ben Kearney, Dario Plume, Calabrese, Zander, Hugh Jass. Oh, come back. And Zitouni coming off the bench as well for Chelsea. So lots of our players featuring in that final. Don't know if there's anyone playing for that. Oh, Thomas Ryan. He's one of our players. Alex Newton as well. He moved. I'm so pleased that he moved because he was getting ruined by Chelsea. And since moving to Everton, he's turned into that prolific striker we all knew he would be. Over 20 goals every single season. Cracking player. Thomas Ryan as well, the Irish guy. Moved to Everton only this season and then helped them to the Champions League final. He's a good player. Irish legend. Moving down to the Euro Cup then, which Everton did manage to win this competition. We've seen Man City win it twice in the last 4 years. They beat Sporting in the most recent final. 2-1 in the final. None of our players managed to score. I'm sure we've got a few players featuring though. Or not. Oh, Morgan Kendall. Joel Bayford as well. Sebastian Hanna is one of our players. And James Miller as well. So a few players featuring in the Euro Cup final as well. Premier League then. So Man City have won the league again. They've won it 4 times, but it's been quite spread out. They've not been as successful as Man United and Chelsea on this save. Arsenal have managed to win the league as well. They had a good start to the save, but then dipped off and haven't been as successful as a lot of our clubs that we've seen. Man City 2 points in it this season. Kenneth Kennison, second top goal scorer. All 3 players in the average rating, Man United players, and they're all our players as well. Also man of the match wise, Kennison, Hugh Jass and Daniel Carter II. Domination from them. MK Dons finishing up in 7th place in the Premier League. In La Liga, Barcelona have returned to dominance. Now if you missed the emulating Puskas extra video, you'd have missed the fact that Celta won the league. Massive surprise, with Christian Serrara, our Spanish goalkeeper, helping them to that title. Unbelievable achievement, but Barcelona have turned it around and dominated the last 3 years, and Celta have dropped to 8th this season, still doing alright. Josh Downard, highest average rating and highest assist this season. Boris Johnson's second top goal scorer. Anthony Rosmus on there with yellow cards. Always seems to get yellow cards, doesn't he? Moving over to Serie A, we've seen Juventus' dominance decline a little. They're still winning league titles, but Roma and AC Milan have managed to win the league in recent years. AC Milan, 102 points. They absolutely romped to the title this season. None of our players featuring on these lists. There's not many players playing in Italy now, I don't think. Ligue 1 has certainly seen a change. PSG were dominating for many years. AS Monaco are winning the odd title, but now they've won 3 in a row. Although this season it was done. Wow, look how close that is. How did they won it on goals scored, because points were the same, goal difference was the same, but they scored 7 more goals than PSG to win that title. That is so tight. Unbelievably tight. Tiki Taka, highest average rating on the list. Let's have a quick look at him. Doing really well for Monaco, helping them win 3 league titles in a row. He's been there for many years. Really good player actually, technically. Jace Cannon, most clean sheets for PSG, but it wasn't enough to help them win the league. German First Division then. Dortmund have been dominating for years now, although Bayern Munich did finally manage to win a league title after finishing third so many years in a row. Schalke were the team that were just behind Dortmund until recently. This season though, it was Dortmund returning to glory. Bayern Munich all the way down in 4th place, although they do have a few players featuring on this list. Egg, Leonard, he's got the most man of the matches. Lee Gamble most assists though, helping them finish 2nd. But Dortmund doing really, really well. Just to reiterate, you can download the save file from the description below and load it into Football Manager 2016 yourself, and then have a look at things in detail if you so wish, if you're geeky like me and want to have a look at facts and figures going on behind this series. Because I'm not showing everything, I don't want to make the videos too long. Next episode will be the last one of the series, and my last FM16 video, I do believe, before FM17 comes out not too far around the corner. I don't know if there's going to be a gap between me creating videos in FM17. There probably will be a little one, but I'll try and fill it in with something else. Anyway, thanks for watching today's video. Please smash that like button, it'd be much appreciated, and let me know who you think has been the best player of the series. I know it's not the end of the series yet, but at this stage you can sort of maybe decide who's the best player so far. And I think that's it. I'll see you in the last episode, guys.